Well, hello. Today is a beautiful day. It's, well, above freezing, so that's beautiful. That's perspective. And I thought I'd take you on a little walkabout, and I'm going to kind of share what was going through my mind this morning. I was kind of thinking, what motivates me? What is it that lights a little fire under my butt to keep me going? And especially when you're sort of feeling like you don't want to keep going, you don't want to do anything. You're in a creative rut. You're in just a rut, maybe in life in general, whether it be your work, your relationships, your personal health, your mental health, whatever it is that you're feeling blocked around. And becoming resilient, I guess, is the word that kept popping into my mind this morning when I was thinking about it. And I draw most of my inspiration from Mother Nature. When I look around, to me, she is the greatest source of inspiration and teacher that anyone could ever have. When I look at the resilience of nature, it's mind-blowing. It's incredibly inspiring. So let's go for a walk. It's easy to sink into the mucky mire of the bog. What does that remind me of? Oh, that movie, the old movie, Never Ending Story, where I forget all their names. Anyways, in that old movie, The Never Ending Story, when the nothingness was about to take over and Atreyu goes into the bog, and it was basically like the pit of depression is what it reminded me of, and everybody was like sinking into the pit of depression. And what was it that sparked him to come out of that bog? I suppose all of those emotions that we might consider toxic. But there's a light and a dark side to literally everything in this world. So it's understanding how to flip that around, to take and invert it and flip it upright. And that's kind of a little master key to life, and what I have found to be extremely beneficial. So when I would look around me and I'd think, oh my God, like, how am I going to do this? I can't see a way out. Once I realized that you can alchemize, internally, emotionally alchemize anything that might be perceived as darker or unharmonious frequency, you can reharmonize that by flipping it around and finding the light side of it. You're gifted a trigger by someone else, and yes, I said gifted a trigger, because you have to look at things from upside down, you know? When somebody triggers you, whether it be fear, anger, jealousy, envy, whatever that trigger is bringing out a shadow emotion within you. That is a perfect opportunity to harness that passionate energy and redirect it, number one, back into yourself in a very healthy, productive way. So if somebody is triggering you and you're feeling a sense of jealousy popping up, go, all right, I acknowledge that. That's there, and it's there for a reason, because that is a powerful emotion that I can use and go, all right, so what is it about myself? What is it that I am disliking about myself at the moment? Is this mental? Is this all in my head? Or is it something that I can correct? If it's just a matter of a few little tweaks and you're like, okay, I'm feeling a lot better about myself, then great, go for it, right? Use it as a motivational tool for you to propel yourself forward in a healthy way, rather than allowing those darker shadow emotions to sink you. Let those passionate emotions that come over, let them be the fuel for your fire. Whenever those triggers come about, you go, okay, so what is it that I need? Can I change it? Am I willing to change it? Does it even matter? Go through that checklist as well, because that helps put things into perspective, because trees don't compare themselves. An oak doesn't compare itself to a willow tree. Nature doesn't compare itself to each other. So it's rather silly of us to try and compare ourselves to each other, as well, as we're all completely unique with our gifts and our flaws. It's balance. I heard a saying once years ago that rejection is redirection. And never truer words have I ever heard. And anytime I have been in a place where I felt blocked or rejected, I just knew that that was the universe's way of redirecting me onto a completely different path that I might not have ever even thought of, and possibilities that I couldn't have even conceived of. So don't get down on yourself if you do have periods where you are feeling blocked and you don't feel like you have any fire. Maybe that's the time where you are just supposed to sit still and meditate and contemplate and go within. And from there, you will get this little spark of divine inspiration that will help redirect you onto a new path that is more your north node, more your purpose, more in alignment with your soul beingness as well. Sometimes these blocks are here to prevent us from actually maybe going over a cliff, so we can dig a little deeper inside of our own subconscious mind and unlock some more doors, which allows us to move freer in a way, emotionally freer in this world, when we aren't so encumbered by our own resistance and our own subconscious programming and blockages. We don't hold ourselves back as much. We hold ourselves more accountable, but we don't hold ourselves back. And I have felt like that has been huge for me, digging deep into my shadow, digging deep into those parts of myself that I was afraid to look at, or I felt too overwhelmed to even know where to start, right? It was just, all right, what is this? What is this emotion? Identify that emotion. Why am I feeling afraid? Why am I feeling angry? Where is this coming from? Acknowledge it, transmute it. So I would redirect that into a creative project, into going out, an activity, something like that, that would be a positive for me at the end of the day. And not only a positive for myself, but also those around me as well. Because there is something very satisfying about the fact that not only when we are able to build our own selves up and we're able to become stronger and healthier and wiser and more balanced, it also helps everybody that we come in contact with as well. And for me, that actually lights a fire into my butt. That brings me a lot of joy. Like, okay, so what else motivates me? All right, so there's the emotional motivation. Um, then there's also a little bit of um, friendly competition in a way. And I don't mean jealousy and envy and all of that stuff. I mean just friendly competition. You're like, you see someone doing good and you're like, how are they doing it? Like, good on them, first of all. But how are they doing it? And how can I learn from them? And how can I apply that into my own life? And how can I grow from that? And how can that benefit me as well? And so friendly competition, I think, is a really healthy thing. So sometimes making little changes or big changes in our life helps what motivates us, and helps shift that stagnant energy around us. It's sort of bringing the wind back into our life, right? That breath of fresh air. Whether it be something that terrifies you or just something that you're just like, I haven't tried that, I don't know, I'm unsure, and why not give it a go? You know, if you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting others, and it's not reckless or dangerous, then why not? That's what life's about. Sorry about the audio and the wind, and I know the screen's going this way instead of this way. This is not a professional setup. To figure more of this tech stuff out as we go, but I'm here, and that's a big step for me. Okay, bye.